Eunited looked like such a dominant run. And dominant the entire thing. They were 7-1ing, 7-2ing everybody they played. They got to Optic, and they forgot how to play the game.
Oh, yeah. Weren't the same
those
team.
mental blocks, man.
They inherited it from Echo Fox. That's what I honestly think. It just randomly happened because Echo Fox has that same block.
That has happened since Gears 1.
It's not even anything you inherit. It's just something that's not even something that they have across one team. It's an issue that they have with everybody. Okay, because when you win that much and when you when you're in every single grand finals and you win in the majority of 2Ks, no matter who plays you, they're going to have a mental block.
They're going to be shook.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, same thing happened with Infinity in Gears 1.
That's just what dominant teams do. When you're dominant, everybody has a mental block against you pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's just the nature of the beast, right? You go up and you see those, the people on the other side of the stage, and you're like, I know that they know what the hell they're doing. So there's not really much I could do to try and mix things up. But let's take a look here, because it seems as if the fight has gone firmly to Fable, and they're looking to bring this one all the way to the distance. They dominated E. They have this one. And this is big. This is a big moment for Fable to be able to come back in this game. Those respawns are long at this point.
You have to capitalize at this point.
They also got 2 booms as well.
There we go.
They got to stop. This should have been a win.
6-6.
There you go.
For the bread.
Okay, I was worried because they just did not push quick enough on that one. I was a little worrisome, and he missed that boom shot. So it's like, yo, dude, if you're cutting it close, give this one
almost
up.
The same scoreline in which we saw in Reclaimed Ronin versus Rise matchup.
Yeah.
But we are going to another round 13, folks. So let's see.
They put the block down in control room, and this is what I call the YOLO shot meta. It's you only live once, and you fly forward for 22 seconds, and the first one out gets it.
This is it. And already starting the day with multiple round 13.
That's good.
That's what I like to see. Let's get more gears out there. Let's watch some more gameplay. Let's see who's going to be able to get this win. Heza gets that boom shot, and he's going to run out of there
no way
so
you
fast.
Get that without
was
getting
so
down.
free.
There's no way. You can't let that happen.
You have to have a guy gunning that spot. Even if you can't see the pickup and know it's there, you just have to be crossing the line.
The boom shot is the main focus on this map right now.
You just shoot the spot where it's at. Make sure that guy doesn't get out of there. If he's picking it up, he's going in hurt. This is the second one. Now you can see the rotation there. Heza's going to be trying to play for this. I think that's it, though.
They need to set up fast.
Set up very quickly here. The question is, are they going to be able to do it? Domination's coming in. Motivate looking to shut down this series. 3 seconds, but it is going to get denied. Once again, a nice shot, though, coming in. Critical, you got him hit those. He's able to find one. Big plays from Critical. Gets the headshot onto Fazio, and they're right back in this game here, folks.
Just when, you hate to see it if you're from Latin America.
You hate to see it.
Well,
that was such a good counter.
My fault if you're a Motivate fan. You love to see it if you're from Latin America, but those were good plays from Critical, a.k.a. Evolving. But they're holding off strong. Now they're pushing forward to try to get the domination.
No way
but most importantly, I think they just need to stay alive and try to fight another team fight.
The boom shot's coming back up here soon, so they're just trying to keep in check.
They need a reset.
Trying to throw those shots out, try to get the guy off the hill. Currently, they're only playing for 1 hill each, so this round is going to go on for a while longer.
Yeah, no one has put a body on E quite yet, but Vital's already going to get 2 down. Heza's going to get it. So that's going to be only 1 member left alive, and it will be Critical. Does he make the plays?
Again, let's see.
He has that M bar. He knows that they're pushing up. You got to hit those, man. You got to hit those. He's just not hitting them. He's getting cross. And it seems like that is going to be Curtain's Motivate. They have bodies on the point. No one on the push-up. Anthrax came up, but it won't matter. And that is it. Motivate wins 2-0.
For the bread. Blaze, what statement did they send with this? Because in these polls, other than the top-seeded teams, you have to win all of your other games.
Yeah, you do.
It's extremely important to not get that 3rd seed.
It is, because, only the top 2 is going to be going out to our winner's side of that bracket. And, Motivate, that was a good one because they are the 2nd-best team in that pool right now. We don't know which open bracket teams that may fall into that pool, but that was definitely a must-win for them because they have an important game against Optic Gaming later on tonight to see if they possibly can take first in that pool.
Yeah, but they were letting I mean,
Fable
not to take
run
anything away from exactly. I don't want to take anything away from Fable LatAm. I don't want to be that guy who comes on and then starts saying some spicy things right away. You know, don't get me wrong.
No,
Homeboy loves a little picante, you know, at the end of the day. But I do got to throw it out there. You can't allow Fable LatAm to just show you the hands like that. Take it over to round 13. If you want to contend against Optic Gaming in this pool, you simply cannot allow that to happen.
But you know what? I kind of have to disagree because you have different play styles involved, okay?
Fair enough.
Because they don't get enough practice against teams like Fable. So teams like Fable, they're the wild card. So when you bring those teams in the mix, you can't really expect other teams to just wipe them because they will always bring something you have never seen before.
I think the other dimension of that, though, is that round 13 is actually really scary where they have full control, they have boom shot, they've rotated through, and all of a sudden they lose on an M-bar placement that sneaks around and then turns the other side of the round again. You can't have that happen. You have to be consistently closing out those round 13s quickly so that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, you started up that round. Heza just ran in and got boom for free.
Basically,
and they weren't able to end the game right there. You have to shut it down.
We've seen some pretty exciting games so far, but the one game that I am most excited to watch, Eunited against World's Best Gaming, will come soon after this short break.
Play new, exclusive Xbox One games when they launch with Xbox Game Pass.
Start your free 14-day trial now.
A lot of people don't understand esports. They don't know what it is.
Everyone's on their feet. The crowd has erupted as Ghost Gaming advanced to a championship final for the very first time.
My brothers especially, they would be like, you need more balance, you know, not so much gaming. No, like, this is what I like to do. This is what I love to do. Esports is a thing.
The victor's decided by who's the best and who puts the most work in, who's the better player.
That's the ultimate goal for everyone. No one should be happy to get second place. No one should be happy to get top 8. It's first place or nothing.
We're losing because we're getting out-teamworked. Jeff had a crucial call-out where you remember you came out spot and you got flanked on the home? I heard you, but it was vaguely.
I'm feeling better after the win today, but it was still very, very sloppy. Our potential still hasn't even been hit. We've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times out of the 4 weeks we've been together.
I really love winning. I try to pump up my teammates. If we're down on points, I tell them it's not over, we're still going. You have a chance.
I would describe the Gears esports community as a passionate, loud group of people.
The more people you hear cheering for you and they're going wild, that just makes you want to keep doing it again and again and again.
It's amazing. It's unreal. You know, it's surreal. Like, they're walking up to me with my autograph. They want to know me. And, like, you know, they're telling me things. I'm like, no, thank you. Like, thank you for your love. Like, you power me forward.
The advice that I would give parents who have children who are heavily into video games is support them. Coming from where we came from and to see the good kid that he is.
It brings tears to my eyes because I didn't ever think that a game would change our lives so much. And it has. It has.
You know, when we end after Championship Sunday, we're all in tears because we can't believe this is our job. This is what we get to do.
I just wish that we could show more of what esports was. They're not just gaming. They're doing more than just your average high school sport.
The future looks crazy. It looks like Gears is going to be around for a very long time, which I'm happy about because I've been playing since I was 11 years old. I'm virtually been playing Gears for half of my life. The future is very, very bright if you're a Gears fan.
about today? What do you feel about this event, and how do you think it's going to go for you?
I think this Friday is big for us to kind of light that spark that we need as a team moving forward. We need that momentum. We prepared a long and a hard time since Mexico, so we're just trying to show that here today.
That's right. So I say you guys. I agree. So I say you guys shake hands and let's do this thing. Let's do this.
Last season I was kind of struggling to find a really solid team, and I worked my way up and I finally found a great team that's in the top 4 region. Outside of the game, it's pretty funny. We all mess around, we always mess with each other, and just we have a great relationship as teammates. So I feel like that transition is over to in-game. You know, we feel really comfortable as just friends and as teammates. You know, Lava and Crash are the in-game leaders. Me, Jeff, and Shock are pretty much the slayers, and we give our inputs here and there when we feel like there's something to be said. I feel like the key is just to keep playing as a team. I feel like this Eunited is the best roster they've ever had, and we feel like we can win multiple events with this roster. My hope is to win a championship with my boys. I just want to be on that main stage and just raise up the trophy.
Eunited going against Road Best Gaming. I am so excited. Once again, Cleaner, when we talk about Eunited, 4th place their first event, 3rd place their second event. How do you see them ending this event?
You know, Eunited, they've got a phenomenal roster, and the thing is, you have a lot of talent on this team. It's just a matter of if they're going to be firing like they were. I mean, coming out their first LAN together, placing top 4.
Yes.
That's absolutely incredible, and they've just been steamrolling. They have the momentum. Now, the thing is, you know, you look at World's Best, and you have a phenomenal roster as well. You've got a new addition with Clouds coming in since Wildy is retired. I think we're going to see an interesting match. United, they definitely have a sharp edge going into it, though.
So with Clouds filling in over the veteran Wildebeest, do you think that team change will hinder Road Best at all?
I actually initially thought it would because, you know, Wildy being the veteran. But what I've seen from this team, they haven't skipped a beat lately. They actually qualified for the Devastation League, and they had a good showing there. They didn't necessarily win it, but being able to qualify over teams like Ghost Gaming and Ronin, you put on a good show. So I'm excited to see them play.
So if you're Road Best Gaming and you're going against a team like United, a top 3 team, what type of confidence do you have to walk in here with?
I mean, that's the thing for me. Like, you guys know I'm no Gears of War expert by any means, but I mean, just like a team like United, it's one of those like where I'm maybe just sitting at home on a Sunday, like just sitting there watching the 2Ks and like watching Shock stream, just these guys making that forward progress that you can see, and that's gonna be one of the things. Like World's Best Gaming, you're coming in here, you have that chip on your shoulder. I mean, honestly, at this point, everybody's counting you out of this one. A lot of people, they're looking at the recent 2K events that United has had, and they're sitting there, okay, these guys should be able to take this one pretty easily. But I mean, we looked at the Ronin Rise match. People are picking Rise to go over top of Ronin up taking it. So I think in this one, like I said, I'm going to sit pretty high. I'm going to go with United. I think they're going to make this a quick 2-0.
All right, you guys agree with him at all?
It's hard not to, especially after seeing what happened in Mexico. This is sort of a little bit of a rematch. Obviously, you said the roster swap of Wildy and Clouds, 14-2, and it wasn't close at all. They were completely disrespecting World's Best, wide buttoning them, and just showing them that you're just not on our level.
So what are the keys to victory if you are Road Best Gaming?
Honestly, it's kind of the same as their keys to victory. You got to close out these rounds when they're close, because World's Best can do a good job of getting ahead in these rounds. They just failed to close it out. Another thing is, we said before, Eternity needs to go off, as well as Crush Mode. They need to be able to go off and take the game over. And the last one is Firearm. Give Firearm the sniper. Big time,
yes. The keys to victory if you're United, as they said, Crash is the leader. When Crash lost against Ghost Gaming, he came up to me. I feel special. But he said, we don't shoot for each other. Why? And I feel like they've been quiet lately, and they've been practicing. They won the last 2K, and I really think that they're going to come here and make a statement. But who on that roster really stands out to you?
You know, we've got a good...
Welcome to the hot seat.
You know what? PR.
We were talking in the back about Rezik.
Rezik stands out to me, but now to me it's Shock.
Shock, you know what? He's really evolved into a great IGL, you know, and he has grown tremendously. You know, coming from just subbing with Optic Gaming, you know, and you see just this progression that is Shock, and then putting together this roster of like young guns essentially, because that's what United is. They're young, hungry players. Rezik is a phenomenal player. You know, if you get a sniper in his hands, I'm never going to push that man. You know, it terrifies me. But, you know, Shock. I have to go with you.
It's funny that you say young guns because people are quick to forget who they are. Rezik, he's played with Allegiance, and he came up with them. But also, Crash. Crash played with Explosive. Crash played with the God Squad in Gears 3.
The Glory Squad.
Exactly. So tell us a little bit more about that Glory Squad and what Crash does to really put this team at the top.
I mean, back in Gears 3 for that Glory Squad, it was at Soto, Explosive, Solars, and Crash.
Yes.
And he was actually known as Perspex back then, I believe. And just, they were such an aggressive team, and they took what Synergy did in early Gears of War 3 of that aggressive playstyle and just revamped it and just turned it into what we see now in Gears of War 4.
Yes, and I'm looking at our map bans and picks. We have Harbor as the first map, Forge is the second, and a tiebreaker, if needed, is Foundation PR. What are your predictions for this?
Just judging off the maps alone, I got to go with Eunited 2-0, simply because I've seen them beat Optic on Harbor, and Forge is kind of their map. They can team fire on it, or they can take those aggressive fights that we see them love.
Yes, we're kicking this off on Escalation on Harbor. Eunited against World Best Gaming. PR, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen this rematch once. World's Best looking for revenge against this Eunited squad. Are they going to be able to take it? Only time will tell as we're jumping into the first round. Dirk, similar strategies coming out. 3 people towards the up top boat and kind of 2 playing down, 1's capping as well.
Nice little overview head here as the fight is already going down. The first blood is going to be going over there towards Crush Mode, but you can't see at the top side of your map. It's going to be Eunited with the smokes down. One player is actually overextending all the way through here as well, but now it's left to fight for a 2 versus 3, but they really know one player snuck through. He's just going to be the silent man at this point to try to go for that home hill over towards that side, but Crash and Lava working side by side, 3 dead for the side of World's Best Gaming.
Early aggression coming from this United squad, kind of what we said. They kind of revamped the game's play from what Synergy did in early Gears of War 3. You know, Crash, Shock, former members of potentially, Optic, they're already threatening with a triple cap. You see it coming out, Crush Mode going down. Eternity taking out Firearms, drops as well. First round going to Eunited, and in under a minute, this is a good way to start off your matchup.
It's one of those fun rounds to see when it's under a minute. Like 48-second round, quickly getting to the point, getting down and dirty with it as well. But, I mean, you just saw the initial setup that they had there right off the rip. They sent those players up top. One was able to go straight through the smoke, go for that overextension. And then once you do that, you can start to cap that hill. That's taking away all their attention from that up top gunfight. They're forced to go all the way back to that side. So, I mean, just all around from what we saw in that first round, United playing that one down to a T, and that'll get them the first round here on the board.
Yeah, with bolt talks going down, I see them hovering sniper for a second because, you want to give it to Firearm, but usually you do want to give it to your good power weapon player, example, Firearm. But when you have somebody like Rezik on the other side that's going to receive a free sniper, you don't want to do that. You don't want to put it into a 50-50. Is my sniper going to outside their sniper? You want to keep it in a team game as well.
Definitely do, and you guys brought up Rezik too. I remember back in the fall region, my first ever event that I went to, and Rezik was just very big on talking about it. Maybe a lot of people don't like me. He said, and that's okay, but I'm going to bring that raw slaying power to the table. So you definitely expect him to be that guy going off for the side of Eunited here in this one. But now you're going to see World Best Gaming. They're going to go and wrap back here. You can see the play could be going down towards B. 2 players from Eunited are going to be stacked over here. That's going to be Jerpy's Wild Lava. Lance of Fire going to be going down. ETE's going to be pushing on forward. He's going to get the down, but here comes Lava with a support. He gets the revive. They get the kill. The meat shield's up as well. They force World Best back.
Yep, so even though they do lose position a little bit over B, but in the middle, somebody from World's Best getting a nice cross. That's Firearm. Xena's going to try and go in and clean up the kill and maybe even take out Rezik, but a lot of dodging going on. He's going to get one on Lava. He's going to try and go for another one. A 3v1 coming out. Xena and Firearm are going to be able to secure that kill, so that gives them 2 hills. We saw them with C already in the beginning. They abandoned that C since it's short respawns and collapsed on that B, so great heads-up play by World's Best.
You can see they do have that top control over there. That's going to be Crash laying down that Lancer Fire, but now you can start to see the emphasis being up there towards that top stern sides. One player just going to be sitting down here. Jerpy tries to take this fight out wide. Lancer's going to be out. Immediately switches back over towards that shotgun, and now it's going to be left up here for a 2 versus 2. Kills are going to go down. Jerpy and Crash. They take out Clouts as well as ETE is now. The overextension's coming through. It's going to be Jerpy. It looks like they could be going for a pinch here, but here comes the domination. They just need to try to get the touch on the hill. It is going to be denied here for the time being, though.
Yep, just for the time being right there, but they are going to be taken down, or it looks like it. But Xenon, he's trying to be the hero. He's getting Jerpy down, but he actually gets flanked right there. He's going to be able to come out on top. Xenon getting a trade actually with Lava, so potentially, saving the round just a little bit. But United does have the man advantage for that moment. But Crush Mode going in. He's trying to protect C and get the cap. You see A being decapped right now, so World's Best is just all over the map making the right moves. It's just one of those keys to victory that we talk about, Dirk. Are they going to be able to close out these rounds that they are headed?
They've had 2 kills, I think, for just like the majority of this game. The score shows 145 to 70 as it currently stands. It's United, they're ready to go, trying to take on this 2v2 gunfight. The smoke is going to be down. Xenon and crew laying down a fire, just trying to hold it off. Another smoke is now going to go out after this pops. This is where they can try to make that progression going on forward. They're able to get right over here towards BBC. That constant Lancer fire that is being laid down by the side of World Best. B is now going to be taken down. Should be neutral for the time being. They're going to go and take this fight straight up. Xenon forced to back up there for the time being, but that Lancer fire still coming from his backside is good. Shock's going to be able to find the 1 kill there. Firearm, he's forced to go back, and 2 players from E United, they're going on the hunt for that one. But now this is where they need to try to hunt through and go for that 3 cabin. now they're going over here towards A to try to get this one neutral.
They have plenty of time, even if that hill gets decapped, but you see C being capped as well. 3 members of Eunited are not even going to be able to contest C, so somebody else on their team is going to have to break that one, but in under 6 seconds, no one seems to be in position for United, but Crushmo dying over on the other side of the map, probably being a distraction. If you see 207, decap coming out, no, somebody, I do believe that was Crash, taken out. Clouds versus Crash a little bit at the end, so great plays by World's Best to close that round out, but it looked a little scary right there. Over on the B side of the map, you know, Zenon was one of the players there. They knew 3 players of Eunited were pushing through. You have the lead, you have the setup. You don't need to die for that, and it kind of looked like he was pushing in and trying to make a little bit of a counter play, but, you know, with that big of a lead, you don't need to die. You just need to play to waste their time.
Most definitely do. And like you said, it did get scared there towards the end. It almost looks like one of those ones where it's like, okay, they should be able to take this one. They're at 207. The hill was about halfway from being decapped, and then they're able to come back and get that win there as well. So a little bit too close to comfort for your side of World Best, but they do get that first round there on the board for their side, and the long shot's going to be placed down. How do you feel about that pick?
I like it from both teams, actually. No matter who really puts it down, if you get in the hands of Firearm, if you get in the hands of Rezik, as he's going to be the first person for us to pick it up. The Jerpy being taken down, so they got to play a little bit of damage control. Give Rezik a chance to use this sniper. Just slowing it down right now, not trying to be too aggressive, not trying to get into one-shot range. Lands the body shot right there. Body shot is almost just as good as you see him going down shortly after 3 members of World's Best are falling. I do expect them right here to keep the pressure on Clouds and eventually take him out, but they need to do it quick before the members of World's Best is spawning up, and Mr. Krabs coming out. Rezik, he's actually going to be down by Eternity. This is a huge fight. No, it's not, as you know, see the hills being decapped. So great plays by World's Best. It did look like their backs were against the wall, and they made a little bit of offensive play behind the backs of United.
Yeah, so now it's going to be United in control of that A and C hill. There's still going to be a player over there decapping that B side, but now here comes the push coming in from C. Rezik's going to miss that shot right there. Almost lined up the sights to peel the lid back, but he's not going to get that one. Trying to get a read on any of these players, trying to get those marks down there as well, but now he could have his hands full. You see Clouds and Firearm getting ready to make this push up towards here, and Rezik is going to have that teammate support up here towards that top stern side. You can see how patient they're waiting. They're getting ready to get this crossfire, and they're waiting for the smokes to pop. That's when they make the move. He does get the body shot in, so now it gives him that intel. I got to read on somebody. Get out those pistols, try to get those downs there as well, but you can see the progress that Well Best made up top. But again, Rezik, he's going big there. He finds a kill on Eternity.
Basically 2 kills for Rezik there. One of his teammates was able to clean up Clouds, but this is what you want to see out of Rezik. Even if he's not hitting the headshots, I do believe he almost has 100%, but he's getting shot in the back. Didn't even notice it at first. Take it out. So World Best holding on to this round, but if you look at the score, Turk, it's beginning to pull away from them. A 30-point lead for United, and it's only going to be getting bigger, especially since Shock was able to grab the sniper respawn.
And I feel like it's just been the story of the game here thus far. So up here at the top stern, it's been dominated by United from right off the rip. I think maybe in the round where we saw World Best win is where they started to take a little bit of that control, but you saw when they got the quick pick on the long shot at the beginning, they're able to just continue. They held that top area, and again, they get the long shot back in their hands, and you can't allow that to happen. That's where you have to make that a top priority to push over towards that side, but we have to give credit where it's due to Eunited for being able to hold those lines in Shock. He's doing some pretty good damage with that as well.
Yep, I expect once there's an open moment, Shock might trade it to Rezik, but not anymore as it's taken out. It's going to be a great play by Fire right there, probably unintentional, getting rid of that sniper. If we look at the score, 165, 125. They do not win with, or they do win with 1 hill. So World Best is going to have to actually push up and neutralize the 3rd hill from United, but they have roughly 30 seconds to do so.
See, Rezik wins that 1B right there against Crushmo. Now they're pushing on here towards that B ring. You can hear it start to tick in the background. Rezik gets a kill there on Clouds there as well. 2 hills going to go in favor of Eunited's World Best. They need to try to pull off a miracle here and go for all 3, but you can see the pressure that they're applying. You have Zenon. He's working side by side with Farm, but Lava and Jerpy, they're going to have none of that one. This is going to be an Eunited round win.
Okay, see World Best kind of trying to fight back middle to late in that game. They need to start getting the train rolling a little bit sooner, whether that be, you know, wait for your teammates to respawn. Stop making your respawns get staggered where you're always in a 4v5. But on the flip side, you know, United doing it right is Rezik landing body shot after body shot, and just that allows his team 1 to 2 pistol shots right there, and it's down. It starts it where they're down, they're full red before their push even starts.
And how do you like that right there? They went ahead and blocked off the 2 weapons up at the top side of the map. Do you think that just from either side, do you think that's maybe saying a message like, okay, they're winning a lot of these fights, we don't really want to take it?
It's just, you know, kind of a little block. There's no real weapon you want to put down there. If you put a mark, so it's going to get annoying for the people on Wench. Same with the Hammer Burst, especially since Jerpy is probably one of the better players with these side weapons.
see now the fight's going to go top as we talked about before. Eunited, they have been getting this top stern control, but now more smokes just keep on going back and forth. It's going to be Firearm, he's going to be stunned, but again, Rezik's able to sneak on in. They do get that long shot, so now Crushmo, they're going to be laying down some fire through there, but again, here goes the damage being done by Rezik. He's not getting the kills, but look at the impact that he's able to make. He's making sure players aren't going to be able to peek out anymore, as now one player is getting very aggressive. Rezik is going to be isolated here in this situation. A shot comes in, Xenon finds one, Eternity finds another, Firearm follows it up for number 3. 4 dead for the side of Eunited. Shock, the last stand.
Yeah, Shock getting that kill. It should be a world best round, but actually a pretty neat kill right there for Shock. It's those little victories right before you lose a round, those little battles. You didn't win the war, but you won the battle right there. So you bring that into the next round, trying to keep the momentum for your team, but it's all tied up here 2-2. So, the next weapon placed down is kind of be a big weapon in my opinion. You use your exit, so it's either going to be nades, it's something inside of B or middle, insins as well. You don't typically see boom shots down, especially from two teams like this, which, I know for a while, they don't normally put the boom shots in either one of those spots, so it's going to be one of the nades.
So you see the frags are going to be put down there over towards that B ring, tied up at 2 apiece as we just saw there before. So we'll see if teams maybe change up the strategy a little bit and try to make those frags a priority. As you get a look at the overhead map here, big shout out to Cleaner, the most handsome observer that we have here. Sorry, Waldo. Yeah, definitely doing an excellent job here there as well, but you're still going to see the 1Bs going down towards that B side, and obviously trying to get that winch, trying to get that stern control is just going to be one of the biggest parts about this map.
Yep, and Lava with the Boltok, I'm not saying Cloud's anything with it, but Lava and his Boltok, we've seen him, from Gears of War 3, it's just a force to be reckoned with. You see Jerpy actually putting the pace down over here as he's going to get the early kill on Xenon. So first 2 hill captures going to go in favor of World's Best. The fight on the boat also going down. It does look like it's going to be in United's favor as Rezik and Lava pick up a pair of kills as well. Cloud's doing what he can, but Shock with the sniper yet again, and that seems to be the trend. It's just all United all the way.
Definitely
when it comes to power.
Eternity going on forward. This should be the kill right there. We'd love to see that.
That's something I'm always a fan of. Back when I played, I always got in the players' faces, Y button, whether you show them a little bit of disrespect, whether you mean it or not, that sometimes does something to these players that are standing across, whether they're demoralized or they're trying to gun for you specifically. You're trying to catch them off their game, and that's what I expect United to do there. It's the second event in a row I've seen it happen.
So you see right now that's going to be going down. Looks like the Insins over here towards this middle map too. So you're going to have the frags, you're going to have the Insins, you're still going to have the long shot going up top, as well as the Boltoks still being down there on the map. Like we said, the score is close. It's only separated by 1 round, but you just have to think with how much Eunited, how much control that they're getting of Winch and Stern, that the game is in fact this close. Because once they get that control, they've been dominating as well. The world best, they've been finding a way to bounce back.
I think they're playing a lot through B or even double home. The Cloud's taken out early on by Lava. I do believe that was up top. A Lava with the instant right there. Sniper in the hands of Firearm. The first time we're going to see Firearm really get an opportunity to put that sniper to use. He's going to quickly roll back, trying to gain some position or an opportunity to put the sniper to use. Misses that shot right there on Lava. That's actually a big shot to miss right there, especially since Lava does have the damage lead on him. And his flank coming out. Crushmo trying to do what he can. 2 people die to Rezik on that flank, and especially since 20-second respawns, I do expect United to put the pressure and keep the pressure up.
That's the thing, too. You just love the strategy that went into that. Okay, we know he's going to have the long shot on the home hill. I have him distracted. Let me pull up the pistol and try to do as much damage as I can. Meanwhile, while that's going down, somebody's coming around there on the pinch, but you can see World Best off the respawn. They're able to force the players back from United to retreat over towards this ramp. And nice to see Xenon's going to put that aggression on, but here comes the crossfire with the lance. He's going to find himself pretty weak. Rezik looking like he wants to try to take this gunfight, but now he just needs to go over here towards this dark spot, try to lay down, and Lava's going to be joining support, but now they're going to be left here to fight a 2 versus 4.
Yep, and if you keep this battle right here, in my opinion, it's really big because 30 seconds the sniper and the instants come up. So usually whoever wins this fight might get control of the weapon right now. As you see Xenon trying to backtrack to keep possession of that top stern. Eternity going for a little sneaky play on Shock. He's going to be taken down as well. United going for Mr. Krabs, sneaking the triple cap out. C being decapped for World's Best. But with these weapons, like I said, in under 10 seconds respawning, you expect a play to be coming out from both teams to capture these weapons.
See what they do. I believe there was actually a player up there towards that top stern side. You see Clownsy's making a move, so they do have that complete control. It's nice to see the players fanning out. They already have somebody over there towards B, so now it's going to officially be capped. It's going to be Xenon fighting this fight. I believe it's going to be a 1-1 here with Jerby. He's going to be able to come out on top there and Clouch. He takes the long shot during that entire process as well. Firearm's going to find a kill. 2 players dead right now for the side of Eunited. The forces play back, but look at the top side of the map. You're going to see Shock. He's finding himself in the engagement. He finds one. That's going to be traded out, but one of the pods you can take it away from this entire sequence. Crash, he gets away with the instance.
Yep, and I'm keeping track of these weapons here. 10 seconds, and the nades are up, but Clouds does have possession of the sniper. You see him on the backside. He's actually going to be taken out. He died with the sniper out. That's an opportunity for Eunited to get that sniper in the hands of one of their power weapon players, mainly Rezik, but with nades up as well, you can expect something to come out, especially if you're in position of these nades. Those could be huge coming late into the game.
That's some of the things, too, is that now somebody has picked it up, so it's going to be Lava going to backtrack, so they got that read. He's like, okay, he has it out, it's going to be on the floor. Let's go ahead and get that one. So now Lava, he's going to be here by the winch, and now he's going to have this crossfire going down with the 2 hill cap lead, still in going in favor of the side of World Best, but now they're starting to push on forward. Lava trying to line up a shot, not going to be able to do anything there, but his teammates are going to be able to clean up that work. One player now coming up off the spawn. You see they're making B a priority here, but now the smoke's going to go out and the push is going to come in. Clouds versus Jerby up here towards the stern. Here comes Lava with the pinch. Clouds is going to be able to find himself one. Can he spot the player coming all the way around? Clouds trying to win this gunfight. Lava now can be here on the block. Shots going down and Clouds goes big there. Realistically a 1 versus 2 in that situation.
6 seconds remaining. Is Clouds going to be able to get the touch on C at the very least? He's going to have a battle in front of him taken out. United's going to go up 4-2 into the half, and this is a lead you really want, but out of World Best, they're showing something that they didn't show last event. They're showing that they can keep up in these rounds, kind of like you pointed out. United had control of the stern almost the entire half, but World Best doing their best to stay in the rounds and keeping them close. It's kind of like, I mentioned it again, second time, their key to victory. You got to be able to close out these rounds. You got to make sure you also don't fall into a hole. For a team like this who can't close out rounds, if you fall into a hole, you got 2 daggers in your back instead of 1.
Yeah, I mean, like going to that point, too, where you say, like, you need to close out, and that's one of the things, too, if you're World Best and you get off to a hot start, you do get that power weapon first. You need to be able to utilize it and play your cards right and go forward. That's where you need to really capitalize, because if you let it slip too much, that's where United, they're going to bounce back, and that's where you start to see them. They got that long shot down, they picked it up, and that led to a round win. So now they do hold that 2-round win, currently sitting at 4-2 as the fight's going down here on the book.
Journey getting taken out early. United choosing to actually play towards Wench instead of E. Something you don't normally see too often, and it's working for them. Xenon, the last member alive, you see his health dropping on the side, full red. He's going to be taking out 5 dead at one point, but Eternity spawning up, Cloud spawning up right now, but United putting this pressure on, and they're putting it on all the way. You see the hill being decapped. Lava taking out Eternity right now, and Cloud being taken out as well. Crushmo falls 4 dead yet again for World's Best. United putting on a show for us.
And that was just like, it's one of those things, like a thing of the beauty. Like, you know that World Best, they have to try to flood into the hill right there, but everybody's getting out in the action. I think you had Lava, the person who was just sitting out there in the front lines. He got a kill. Somebody came up from the stairs like, hey, let me get on the action as well. And then they found that one. So it's just one of those things when those respawn timers are set back to the norm at the very beginning of the round. So you're going to see that constant flood coming in. But it's very impressive when you're able to string those kills together that close to where you can just keep on forcing them back to where it looks like it's honestly like a later round of escalation.
Yep, and you see after one round, 5-2 into the half. If you look at the score, 4 members of World's Best in single-digit kills. On the other side, it's 4 members who have 12+ kills for Eunited. So I expect World's Best to try to gain some momentum here in the next 1 to 2 rounds, because if you go down 6-2, yeah, that's something that's very hard to come back from.
It definitely is. You can see Crushmo's already found his way forward here. 2 players going up on top, and now they're going to be forcing them all the way back. The Crossfire's not going to be coming in. Farm's going to find the first kill throughout this entirety of the thing. That is going to be on Lava. Crushmo doing an excellent work and just doing the damage right now. Look, he gets 1 player down. There's still going to be 2 more stacked over top, but are they going to know that Crash? More shots still going to be coming in there from Crushmo. And look at this, 3 United players all here towards the winch. And now this Red Indians trying to regain, trying to make something happen. Cloud's going to have Crossfire coming over there towards that rampant Crash. They're able to still stay alive throughout this entire sequence. And throughout the entirety of the thing, they get over towards E, they decap it, and they're very close to actually getting that cap as well. But here comes World's Best fighting this 3 versus 3 over towards E.
It's going to be a little bit of brawl, kind of trading kills back and forth. United finally getting the lead right there, but Eternity versus Crash. 1v1 up top at E. I do expect Crash to trying to push this fight. Eternity full red. Eternity a veteran to Crash. A little bit of a newer player here. Eternity running roads around him right now. Triple Cat coming out. Crash needs to get this touch. Eternity has his back right now. He's going to be able to get the cap. Crash, smart plays, good communication, I would assume, coming out from Eunited, letting Crash know he does not have to die for the E, but the triple cap soon coming out. It's going to be Xenon on the home all by himself. Cloud's doing what he can with that support fire from B. Xenon getting one, so this is huge plays for our world's best. Shock is down as well. Xenon just needs to stay in the hill. They need to push through right now, and that's going to be Cloud Xenon. They're going to be able to stop him. 2 more down again, but they did get the reset on the timer. 3 down, Crash. The only member alive, he's in the middle of the map, not able to get the touch. You got a question, though. Is this a momentum shift for world best, or is Eunited just having a little bit of a fluke of a round?
And I feel like it's just always in those situations, too, where it's so hectic. We're just trying to keep up with everything. Oh, it's almost going to be a triple cap, and then immediately just goes away, and it goes right back to it. It's one of those where everyone's kind of running around like a headless chicken. You're just like, okay, we came out on top of this. Then, and like you said, that's going to feed that momentum going to your side when things are getting close like that and you're able to pull out the clutch and come out on top. So world best, they're going to put their 3rd round on the board here. So we'll see how they're going to bounce back here. But like you said, from Eunited, it was just a very sticky situation going up top there towards E in that 1 versus 1. And the fights were going down that home hill, I think almost close to a minute throughout that entirety of that time as well. Long shot is going to be placed up here, so lots to fight for up in Stern.
Yep, and you see they placed it for Rezik. That was Eunited placing. Shock getting 1. Crash opening it up for his team as well. 2 dead for world's best. They're going to have their backs up against the wall, especially towards the Stern. But if you look over towards the little highlights out there, they actually backed off Wench. They're playing damage control. They're trying not to stagger their spawns, so that way they're not constantly in a 4v5 or a 3v5 and giving Eunited every advantage. But you gotta be careful on this retake. You know Rezik has sniper. You know he's probably one of the better snipers in Gears of War 4. So you gotta make sure that your routes that you're taking hide your head as much as possible.
You can see, he knows there's going to be 1 player over here. The smokes are now going to go down. This is where the push starts to initiate for the side of World Best Gaming. Rezik's going to went back up on with this long shot. It's going to be Crush Mode. They're getting a lot of the map control up here towards this side. 3 versus 3 fight. Rezik's going to pull the pistol out to try to do some damage. But here comes the Lancer. He does get some shots down into one of the players, but he's going to fall. But the good thing is he did pocket that long shot, so now it's not going to be available for the side of World Best to try to get this one. But now they're pushing down ramp. They're trying to pin the E-United players towards the bottom half of the map.
Attorney has an opportunity right here, trying to threaten with this Mr. Krabs triple cap. If he would have went through the house right now, you see the members are spawning up. 1 actually just spawned up, so Attorney, somebody behind them, I do believe that is Berger, their coach, needs to let them know, hey, maybe 1 spawned up, but you hear the sound coming out, just sit in the hill and let them come to you. World's Best needs to sit back and force the members to them as 4 members of Eunited fall. Crash not going to be able to get there in time for the touch, so 2 straight rounds for World's Best, and I do think this was the momentum shift I was talking about, and this is great heads-up plays by them to capitalize on the mistakes by United.
And now that's back-to-back rounds where we're just seeing, I mean, you look at the side of E-United, I think a lot of people, when they look at this team, okay, they're just going to dominate the entire tempo of the map and how the teams are going to play. But now we start to see, like you said, with that momentum shift, they're putting E-United with their backs against the wall. They're forcing them to play out a spawn and put them in a situation where, like, you can't overextend and make it to E. You have to try to fight for your home hill, despite us having 4 players here, 1 with a Lancer out, the rest with a shotgun, just getting ready to push forward on those lines as well. So I definitely think momentum shift is the right word to go with this one. 2 rounds in a row now for World Best, as they can try to tie it up here in this round. You're going to see Boltox going to be placed over there towards Cargo as well as Pipes.
Yep, and it's typically what you see out of United. They like the precision weapons, give it to Crash, give it to Rezik. You know, even Lava right there, you see it pick it up. He was actually a really good sniper in Gears of War 3. So you see this overhead. We're going to jump on board Crash here in the smoke fight. Crash doesn't exactly know where every member is at. They're kind of fighting in the smoke with fire. I'm going to get that quick pick. He's going to try and get out with it. Cloud is going to fall. He is going to be put forward by Crash. Land the Lancer, and he's not going to be able to clean up that down right there. And he's actually going to stay up there and take out Crush Mode. So great heads up by United right there to know that Crush Mode's team kind of left to try and save that sniper. I agree with the play, but I don't at the same time. A little bit of bittersweet. It all depends on if Firearm can put it to use.
See what he's going to do. The 2 players that were left up were Firearm and Xeno, so now they're just trying to play their lives. But at United, they still have this 2 cap towards World Best as 1. Firearm is going to be playing over here towards the home, and now they're going to try to make this push over here towards the E-Hill. Firearm is going to be playing over here towards the Cargo side, waiting for any player to try to peek the head up, try to at least do some damage. Smokes are going to be out, and as soon as you know those pop, the push comes, and it's ready to go. 2 players already going to be over here towards E. Shot's going to go down through the smoke. I don't believe was able to tag anybody up. You can see United, they're holding down their lines. They have Rezik right here. He's going to be able to find one there on Eternity, but Crash and crew, they're laying down that cover fire with that Lancer. They're forcing them back, and this is the E-United that we saw in the early rounds right now.
Yes, it is, but I'm also questioning World Best right there. no one pushed up with Eternity. Of course, Firearm is sniping. I can understand that. But no one pushed up with Eternity on that push to try and make a little bit of a team push to give Firearm their shots. So he ended up pushing them by himself. Reza giving it a quick little shot because he did have position advantage, taking out Eternity, and that stopped the entire push. But if you push as a team, you don't necessarily give Reza that shot.
Definitely don't. So Firearm still trying to get something going here with the long shot. You can see United, they've been sitting in these spots for the past 45 seconds. Shots are going to be going down through the smoke. The packs are going to be coming in there as well. One player's going to fall. That's going to be Eternity. Firearm goes on board. He's going to take out the shot. Goes in there for the revive. Eternity still going to be staying up throughout this entire process. Going to be able to find a kill there on Crash. Now 2 more players are going to go ahead and push on forward, but Clouds is going to be here to try to make the trade happen. He finds one there on Rezik. Lava versus Clouds up here on the E-Hill. Lava going to get the shot, bounces all the way back. Clouds is going to fall, comes out on top in the 1v1.
That was a beautiful shot by Lava right there. Quick back A, getting Clouds down by his feet, actually, is what it looked like to me. But he does get the sniper. I talked about his ability to snipe since Gears of War 3. Landing the first shot, so he's 1 for 1 so far. Missed the second one, but that's a, thread the needle type shot. So United's going to back up just a little bit. They know they went off 1. They know they don't need to dive for E. On the flip side, it's going to be World's Best forced to make push. They have to make this push, secure E, and then they have to push for F as well. So it's going to be a little bit uphill climb for the rest of this round.
Lava with a deadly combo, long shot, Boltok in the back pocket. He's going to go ahead and walk right into that smoke. He's going to get the stun. Crash is going to be able to find the kill there as well. Xenon down here towards this low side. Rezik is going to come on top on that engagement. Cloud's trying to wall bounce, trying to get away with his life. Not going to be able to here. United. 6 rounds on the board.
Yep. With this last weapon placement, if World's Best wants to come back, this is going to be their last opportunity with weapon placement. Because if you're winning, you don't get to place the weapons. So World's Best need to take the full 30 seconds and really think about how you want to change the map. Because I talked about it. You could typically only really see nades down there, but at the same time, boom shot wouldn't necessarily hurt. It's unorthodox. You don't normally see it from teams down there with a sniper up top, and you're not really getting control all game long like we continue to mention of that Stern. Maybe you kind of want to switch it up, but it was nades picked by World's Best, so kind of the same thing as the first half.
Yeah, almost identical. I mean, if we get if it does go forward again, we see the instance go over there towards that dock, then that's when we can say it's almost like an identical pick going in there from both sides here. But this could be the final round here in this match. Vice going to be going down there up top. You can see a little bit more emphasis being put down, but here comes Eternity trying to work out a little bit of a pinch. Has those active shots ready to go, locked and load. Can he try to find a kill there? Does a little bit of damage. Is going to get away over here towards the cat side. But his teammates are doing an excellent job of just playing their lives up top. It's going to be Clouds finding that first one, Firearm, getting the shots down there from the ramp, and they have taken control of the E. Not only is it going to be on cap, but now they're going here straight for the 3 cap already, but here comes the push. Eternity with a nice kill there onto Crash. 2 seconds away. Shock is not going to get there in time. What a quick round and what a way to bounce back for World Best.
Yeah, I was talking about maybe they should have put a boom shot or something down, but on the flip side, if you believe you're losing because of, certain gunfights, something that isn't, a strategy or anything type like that, okay, you can put the same nades down, run the same strat as before, and then there you go. You just win the same shotgun fight that you lost the round prior, and you come out with a victory. But like you said, round coming out, is it going to be United placing those instants again, or something else? But I do expect instants since United is actually taking control of this game for the most part.
See, like we said, we keep on talking about just the control that United's having. I mean, you just look at the score. I mean, you can have all the control you want, but if you're not getting the rounds to show for it, and you're on match point as well, but that's just like we said, it's been the story of the game. World Best has been able to make United pay for when they do have these slip-ups, and that's exactly what you're seeing. The same thing on the United side. Once we start to see some momentum built, we saw those 2 rounds in a row, but then from that point on, once they shut down that momentum, that's where United start to take over right here. So you do see the instants are going to be placed over there towards the middle map. You see an identical spread coming in. Actually, there's going to be one player pushing down towards the dock just trying to make a play for those. I don't think anybody's going down for the instant from the side of United.
Oh, maybe a little bit of bait. Last time it was Lava that went for the instants. This time nobody did, and it seems to be working. It's 2 quick kills from the side of United, and those instants weren't even put to use. 2 wasted instants by Clouds. We need to start picking this one up, especially since Clouds has about 13% health left. Shock trying to play a little bit of the team fight, rotating out, maybe get a flank on Zenith, but it was probably called out by Clouds as well. Shock's flank was put to a halt right here, but Jerpy trying to come up and save him. Clouds getting the kill on Shock, but Jerpy taking out Clouds, so it's going to be a continued fight right here. It's Crash getting a kill elsewhere on the map. That was Stern and Xenon with a nice back A, taking out Jerpy. So kind of all tied up here when it comes to kills and numbers, but I do think sniper in the hands of Crash, if he can get out alive and trade it to Rezik, will be a big impact.
And that's what you're going to see now. The fragment's going to be picked up there by Zenos, and now he's rotating over here towards E. He's going to try to make the play, but they don't even need it at this point in time. 3 players dead for the side of Eunited, and now you can start to see Firearm and crew. They're going to be flying here towards this bottom side, but now they're just going to hold their lines. They know that they're coming up here off the spawn. At this point, you're trying to do the damage. You're trying to tag those players up, get those calls to where they're going to be. This Firearm, he's getting ready to fly on through. He's going to catch Jerpy with his back turn. That's going to be one of the biggest things. He's going to go ahead and do the damage with that Lancer. Shot's going to go down, and now where he's going to go ahead and push with that shotgun. Wall bounce is going to be in full effect here. Shock's going to be able to find 2. Shocks finds 3 in the defensive stand for Eunited on their home hill.
Great heads up play by Shock right there, getting 3, as I said, or you said, instead of crush mode, trying to do what he can. He's trying to anchor E there, trying to make sure that they have to fight for every inch. You see the Lancer fire coming down, but if you're in crush mode right now, you have to go big, and he is taken out. That leaves Eternity. If he doesn't get a touch, he has to actually decap. A touch isn't enough here. He's going to be taken out. Cloud's taken out right after, so E United take map number 1, 7-5 over World Best. I think he did, but at the same time, I think the bigger point was made by World Best. Everyone is kind of, sleeping on this team, saying E United's going to take the pool, and 7-5, very close matchup, and some of those rounds could have went either way.
In round 7, Eternity had 13 kills, Resident's team had less than 10. This team, their problem isn't skill, it was more of rotations and just map control. What did they do differently to make it close, and what can they do differently next time to make it even closer?
Just by judging off kind of what I saw, the overhead maps and being in the game, they didn't fight for position they didn't need to fight for. It's something I always say, you can have all the confidence in the world to fight every fight, but you need to have the brain to know you don't need to fight every fight.
Yes, and with United, who really stood out for you?
It's honestly, it was just a great team effort. I mean, we talked about the downs and just the kills that were going with it as well, but it was just, I don't even want to really spotlight just one player. I mean, just the overall team effort when it came down to going up towards that top stern. As we said, they dominated, I think, every single time. There was maybe a couple times in a few rounds where World Best was able to finally take that control, and then that's when you start to see them gain that little bit of momentum. But you saw the resurgence that came from E United in those situations when their backs were against the wall. There were some times where it was either World Best, they dominated that top stern, and then they just ended up taking the entire round, or if they dominated it and allowed E United in a position to try to get set up there. So, I mean, all credit to E United. We talked about how dominant it was been, but just the fact that World Best was able to keep it so close is something that kind of boggled my mind a little bit with how dominant they were being.
To kind of piggyback off that, you were talking about how, they would dominate, but then they kind of lose control. They're not able to capitalize on it and kind of keep those positions, and kind of be fluid and adapt to the rotations that are coming in from E United. We saw some solid plays. It was kind of 50-50. It was a little bit of a toss-up with the power weapons. E United, we saw Rezik with the sniper. We didn't really see any power plays made. They're put on the ground, but are they making any plays? That was from both sides of the spectrum.
Yes, World Best Gaming, a team that got top 6 in Mexico, a group of highly skilled players. I want to see if they can actually start off hot in Map 2. But before we go there, I would like to send this off to a video with World Best Gaming.
It's like I said, Eternity and Crush Mode able to keep that slaying prowess up, able to close out the rounds, along with, keeping that momentum going for them. Because you saw when they get that momentum on their side, they're pairing rounds together one after another, but they can't fall.
And I feel like there's just one of the things, too, is that now if you're World Best, you're maybe looking at the performance that Crash had. You're like, okay, this guy's doing way too much damage to us. He's getting way too many downs. Let's try to isolate him in some sort of way. Let's try to make this a priority. When we spot him on the map, we're going to try to either try to take him 1 versus 2, or we're just going to try to make that happen. Stop the bleeding just a little bit because, getting those downs is the ultimate assist man. It's like the point guard of the team at that point in time for your Crash as well. So I think if you're United, you're expecting another big performance coming in here from him as well. And just from the side of World's Best, you got to replicate sort of something similar towards that, getting those team fires in.
Yep. Some map 2 is going to be Forge Blitz as well. You know, I think this is a map that kind of suits United, but, you know, after what I saw after map number 1, you can kind of, you know, throw most of that stuff out of the way because, you know, one thing that we need to note on about this is World's Best. When they're online practicing, sometimes Crush Most Peak goes to 1,100. Sometimes you got Xenon going to 500. People are, you know, lagging out during scrim. So he says it's not real practice. It's not real practice. You know, so you got a question. Is United sleeping on World's Best?
No, definitely not. I think the one thing that we all need to keep an eye out on, United cannot get caught slipping out of place. Now, we saw a lot of individual pushes by Shaq and other players where World Best, they capitalized on that. So if United keeps that up, I think that World Best actually has a great chance at beating them this map.
And they need to. They need to. They need to come out. They need to come strong because, you know, you look at these previous events, usually World's Best, they're kind of slow. It takes them a little while. Fridays maybe, you know, in the past they're a little bit rough for them. It takes them a while to get that momentum. You know, are we going to see a difference where they're going to come in, they're going to steamroll, they're going to get win after win after win?
So Forge Blitz, is this a map that's built for teamfire or individual stardom?
I think it's a mixture of both. It all depends on what weapons are on the map and how it's placed because typically you see that 2v2 up top, 2v2 in the middle, and then the one person is a little bit of a 1v1. And if you win the middle fight or up top fight, that's when you can cross. So it's mainly like depends on how teams want to play and what you put on the map. But typically it's about, you know, 60-40 where team fire is a little bit more than individual. Yeah.
Forge Blitz, PR and Dirt, take it away.
I'm very excited for this one, PR. It's a potential where United, they can try to win this one and just quickly close it out here in pool play. Get off to a hot start and then 1-0. And it's just one of those things, too, when we talk about the Fridays of World Best, this is going to be a key series for you to win. But, I mean, map by map, you can't get too far ahead of yourself. You got to start here on Forge Blitz to kick things off. As you see, everybody is now loaded into the game. We'll see what the plan is going to be here off the rip. And as you said, it's mostly just going to be that 2v2 top-up fight over there towards middle and down towards the incinerator.
Yep, and, you know, Eternity, obviously by his spawn, you already see that he's going to be one of the front people for World's Best going up top. And do I see, for a second there, I thought I saw a little bit of Trick Strat 3 going up top. But, you know, it's same 2v2 like we, you know, said before. It's going to be Eternity that we're going to jump on board first. He actually has a good position right now to put down some fire, but he needs to put down damage, and he dies a nice shot. Taking out Shock, Rezik, dying in the middle as well, and it does look like Home Hill Crash might have gotten taken out as well. As Lava doing what he can for United to keep them into the game as C is being decapped by World's Best. So an opportunity for our Mr. Krabs play is the key fights were won early on in that round, but the spawns are short, so they're going to have an opportunity to touch. So we have a 3v2 going down, making a 2v2. Xenon getting one, jumping into Rezik's right-handed. Rezik going for a back A as well. Huge double kill by Rezik to save United.
Back A dome with just a little bit of flair there, so they're able to live to see another day here in the first round on Forge Blitz. Now Crash and Crew, they can try to cross through the middle, but the shots are going to be coming down for one of the players over towards that home hill. They do have the B cap, and now they have CC. Just what a way to regain from the side of United. I think Lava was kind of a big person in that play. I mean, he found himself full red to the point where if one of those Lancer shots that were coming across, it was like you play that in slow motion, that dive going down the steps. He's able to stay alive, and his teammates are fighting, but just him staying alive, that automatically makes you have someone on the opposite side of the map. They can go in towards that pinch. They made up over towards B, and they completely took over there, but here comes World's Best once more. You see Shock, he comes right on through, and their priority right now is just trying to get this B hill.
Good way to play 2v1 on Crush right there. Kept it Lancers, kept it Teamfire, making sure that he had no opportunity to go for a last-second kill. But on the other side, it's going to be Eternity taking out Rezik. They're holding United's home hill, so this is huge right now. Because after they get these kills, they could possibly work back for B and threaten with a triple cap. So that's 2 for Eternity on this hold right here. They're pushing into United's spawn, and that's 3 straight kills for Eternity, putting on a show for us here in our 3rd match of the day.
There's always that swagger over here towards the steps. You typically don't want to push up, and then once you start to get that momentum, you start to feel yourself a little bit more. That's when you get over aggressive. You push over towards here. Now it's going to be Lava trying to get that touch. He's going to be able to. The shots coming in there from Cloud. Lava just needs to stay down, wait for his teammate to get into that position. That is exactly what they're going to do, but you can see the score as it stands right now, 155 to 98, and still rising for both sides. You can see World Best. They do have that one hill control. Cloud's over here looking to try to make that play. Has that pistol out. Now switches over towards that Lancer. Active shots, trying to get that one ready to go, but he just has a player waiting for him here towards the bottom of the steps. We'll see what the play is going to be. Clout decides to take this fight out wide. It's going to be 1 versus 1 here. Clout's crash shots being traded back and forth between both of these players, but now just waiting for a test match to go on forward. He peeks on out, and Crash is letting him know.
wow is all I got to say after that. Crash showing it moves Boss, and there you go. Eunited threatening with a triple cap of their own. Roughly 30 seconds separating these two teams. It's going to be up to World's Best here. He's going to have to make some sort of a play. They're going to have to get a touch, and Clouds is going to be taken out before the hill, but somebody's sneaking towards B. They do have the lead. They need to start playing this damage control, and they need to start playing as a team and fighting for their home back, because B is not going to be capped by them.
The 1v1 was actually one over there towards that B side as well, so now B Hill is going to be capped, but they are able to get on the A right there. It's going to be Zeno pushing on forward. He finds the first kill. Crash is going to find himself one. Cloud finds himself one as well. Back and forth trades from both teams. Left to fight 1 versus 2. Lava and Shot go big right there. As you see the first round on the board for Eunited. And again, just one of those similar situations to what we saw World Best do to them. It's just kind of pinning them in a spawn, waiting to go through. World Best was doing that. And like we said, I think it was Eternity, what you call it out. It started going like that 2-kill streak. He pushed on forward, and then that's where things started to collapse. They got that aggression. It looks like I think it was probably like 3 or 4 opportunities to really close out this entire, that round, but they weren't able to.
It's just bad damage control for World Best right there. Like, we're talking about it. They're in the lead. They're doing it, everything right, but it just seems at the end, it just collapsing. So it looks like we might take a little bit of a technical difficulty here. Oh, no break. So moving forward here, going to keep the show rolling with Eunited up 1-0 over World's Best. And right there, the up-top fight is really important. But I think more importantly is that middle fight. Because if you lose that middle fight, you give the opportunity for them to go for a little bit of a Mr. Krabs play and go for that triple cap.
They most definitely do. So as you can see right here, just right off the rip, it's going to be Eunited getting off to a hot start as well, making 2 players fall from the side of World Best here in this situation. Crash still left to fight up in this 1 versus 1. Kills are going to be going down, and again, it's now going to be 3 dead on the side of Eunited. Crushmo going to be left over here, and it's going to be Lava with that long shot. He's able to find the kills. You guys can see the gameplay on your screen. It definitely would make sense for us to have that while we're commentating over top here, but Lava, he has that long shot. We saw what he's able to do with it in that map number 1. He already has 1 kill with it, and this one, again, just trying to do damage up here in this top area.
Yeah, but we jump back in, 2 hills in favor of World's Best, and that's going to be Eternity with a sniper. Hopefully people don't forget what he actually could do is landing that shot on Jerpy straight away, and this could be what they needed actually. Don't waste the shot on the down. Your team could pick it up, but he kind of wants that little bit of a stat or something. I don't know, but he knows the player's trapped in there. All he needs to land is the body shot. He's going to get the down right there on Rezik, so Eternity hitting almost every shot so far with the sniper. So we talk about Firearm being one of the main snipers for World's Best, but people forget, like I said, what Eternity can do with the sniper. He's probably one of the best snipers in Gears of War 1, one of the better names in Gears of War 2, and he's just keeping it going here in Gears of War 4.
Damage over there towards Rezik. It's going to be Jeremy trying to make the final stand, but here comes the pinch. It's going to be crashing from one side. Rezik is still going to be pushing him from the back, but now it's going to be Rezik left up. Lava just pops up here off the respawn. Needs to try to make the miracle play. Not going to get a touch. World Best, they tie things up here 1 apiece.
And you got to question that first round. This could easily be 2-0 in favor of World Best, more momentum on their side, and just playing the game how they want to play it. If they can, let that last one slip by, kind of at the end. What I'm talking about, closing out these rounds. But good job by them closing out that round. But with the next weapon placement coming out, I see some of the hammer burst, maybe something on the side. You don't want to commit to anything too big. But Lava, the person placing the weapons, I do see frags coming out. We got a little bit of a pause here for just a moment, but I see the frags coming out. Gears of War UE, Gears of War 3, and in this game, Lava's actually pretty good with the frags. He does a good job of quick picking the frags and just being a nuisance when it comes to either making sure the teams have to watch for the flags or contest him for the frags.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, too, and I feel like we're looking on this map, and like we said, you guys in Valley just discussed, what the impact of this one is. Typically, that the tower control is going to be one of those big deals. I mean, you're going to be able to get that Lancer fire, basically. You're going to have that, unsung hero just watching down over towards that B hill, and anybody trying to push on in, you're going to be able to get that crossfire, and you see both home hills going to both sides, so you can try to at least get some people going on the cross, and this is one of the big things. I mean, we looked at Stern, it was Eunited winning those ones. You feel that confident, you keep on trying to put these big weapons up here. You need to try to get World Best. They need to come out of their comfort zone. They need to try to win these 2 versus 2s, but United, they still continue to have their way, and we saw that in that first round there as well.
Yes, and you saw it. First round, World's Best one up top. Second round, World's Best one up top. Eternity quicking up that sniper, immediately putting to use, downing Jerpy out, putting the next shot down on another member that was mid-cuts. So I just expect that to continue happening for World's Best. But on the side of United, not to bring World's Best down, but what's going wrong with United? Because this isn't the same United we've seen in 2 events prior.
Yeah, that is just like one of the biggest things. I mean, we just look back at like their 2K placements too, and that's just kind of sentiment. I know we don't hold too much online. We don't try to look into it, but I mean, you have to give respect where it's due. Like just when this roster formed, people are like, okay, is this going to be a team that might take over that 2 spot? Are they better than Echo Fox? Can these guys go on to beat the likes of Optic Gaming here as well? But I do feel like we said, it looks like one team is just kind of dominating it, but just overall, it's just a very great team effort from both sides, and they're able to just make each other pay for making these small mistakes as well.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, usually the first game is always hard, especially if it's your first game of the day. You know, you got to shake the cobwebs off, whether you're warming up beforehand or not. It's when you get in that tournament mode and you get in that gameplay mode and it's there, sometimes you just have a slow start. You know, and like I said in the event prior, we saw Echo Fox and Ronin square off, and Echo Fox had a slow start in the beginning. They lost map number 1, but they came back 2 straight maps. So you see a team like World's Best, who typically does not play well on a Friday, and they're completely coming out. They're playing really well. They just need to, you know, close out the rounds, and they're showing that maybe United either slept on them or you see the progression in their team and teamwork.
But you know what? That's what I like about Forge Blitz, okay? This isn't a map you can jump in and just dominate off the rip. This game, this map would actually help the teamwork aspect of the game. So if World Best can start off hot in the control room, I feel like that would give them such an advantage. These teams, they send their best slayers there. If you win that fight, you get the sniper, you can overlook the map and just control the whole map. You can dominate it. And I feel like whatever team does that first, they have it made for them.
And that's just like one of the things too, is that when they do end up winning that fight, we saw it in the first time, they won these initials, they get that map control, they're not able to push on forward. They're not able to make that collective choice. Okay, are we going to sit here and just maybe wait for them to come off the spawn and get that next wave of kills, or are we just going to take it right to them too? So there's that little bit of uncertainty that does come in. So it's a little bit of a technical issue there. We are going to be jumping back into the gameplay. It will be the frags placed down there towards that B hill.
I expect Lava to be one of the players to make a play for those nades. Him and Rezik, Clouds, and Crushmo. It's actually going to be Crash actually playing that spot, you know, making me eat my words just a little bit. It's a Shock and Lava up top right now. We're going to jump up on this fight. Eternity put full red since the start of this fight. He's doing a good job bouncing around and making sure that he's not an easy kill, but he's going to get taken out. Firearm's going to take it out. 4 fall, 4 World's Best. So this is going to open up the map for Eunited as the 5th member of World's Best Falls as well.
The next player that's going to be coming up here is Crushmo, and he did just spawn up. You can start to see the progression that they've already made. Crushmo, you got to go big here, buddy, but it's going to be hard to do. Jerky's laying down that fire. They're going to be able to tag up. They're going to get a weak. The kick does come in, but now here comes the reinforcements from the side of World Best, and something that didn't seem like it was going to be possible is going to be made possible there from Rezik. He's going to get the 2 team kills with the frags, and now they're forced to retreat back. Rezik just kept them in the round.
What a blunder. I was talking about Lava and how well he uses the grenades, and that's kind of what you need to do. Put Rezik up top. Let Lava play for those nades, because if you give Rezik those nades and he starts team killing like that, that's not only going to hurt you in game, that's going to hurt your morale as a team. And if we know United, sometimes when these guys start bickering and going at each other, they tend to start losing rounds, losing momentum, and it starts to pile up against them.
I feel like it's just in this situation too. Like if United goes on to lose this round, they're going to be a full tilt. Because the only reason that World Best is still in this one is because of that team kill. Eliminated the 2 players trying to go on forward. But here you can see the constant aggression coming out from the side of United once more. Shock is going to be the player next up. He's going to have that long shot ready to rock and roll there as well. Smoke's going to go down. Let's just going to try to go through, just trying to get that pick. But now he's going to go ahead and retreat here. Crossfire going to be going down over here towards the middle map cross over towards B.
I like what I saw at United though. They kind of backed up. They knew they couldn't necessarily threaten with the triple cap anymore, so they just back up, set up, make sure that any position that World's Best wants, that they have to fight for. Even a neutral position. As you see Smokes coming out from World's Best, Zenon going down for the crossfire from United. Rezik getting another sniper, so that's 2, 1 for Shock, 1 for Rezik. So it does look like United is in control of this round, especially because if you look at the score, they went off 1 as well.
You got dual long shots. You got one in the hand of Rezik and 1 in the hands of Shock there. Rezik is now going to go ahead, back over towards this way. United sitting pretty with that comfortable lead. You can start to see A and B. They're going to be neutralized for the time being, but look at it. It's going to start going over here towards this red side. Rezik's going to be forced to block his long shot, but now here comes the sandwich coming from World Best. He's going to go to find himself 1. He's going to go down. The kill does come in there as well. So they do have C. A and B still going to be in favor of the boys from E United. Now this is where your World Best. You need to get aggressive. You need to try to go for the triple cap right here.
Yep, and you see them kind of playing. They're not even contest their home hill anymore. They're going to play through B, play through A, even though that is World Best home hill. And then with the 6 seconds left before it's over, this round's United's right there. And you got to wonder, you know, what happened to World's Best. They had a huge opportunity to get back into the round, and they didn't capitalize on it.
Yeah, it was close to a 3-minute round, which I want to say kind of honestly been like, what, like a minute 15-second round there, too, if it wasn't thanks to those. The two team kills coming in there, and you can see there's like the man on your screen. I think one of his teammates right next to him just kind of like looked at him and was just like, bro. That was you that kept them in the game there. And that's just one of those things, like, we talk about seizing the moment when you have that opportunity going forward. That was that moment for World Best, and that's where you kind of get hyped up. You're like, wow, like, this guy just got the team kills. Like, let's go. Like, the doors just got opened to us, and I'm not going to say that the round was given to us with a bow tie, but, I mean, it was looking good for you to try to set up and at least get some map control moving on forward.
Yep, and you see them kind of blocking off the double spots. Yeah. They know how good Jerpy is with the hammer burst and those side weapons, so I don't necessarily want to give it to him, or even Shock for that matter, but it's going to be Crash, going to be the first one to get those nades. And now he's going to put them to use, but we're going to stay up top on Shock. First down going out, that's going to be Firearm taken out by Lava, turned into a 1v2 situation here. Shock going to do what he can to keep it wide. They're not going to try and give any chunks. They're going to damage him out right there as Eternity's going to actually go down before picking up the sniper. He's actually going to pick up, or put some Lancer Fire down, and when he empties his clip, then he picks up the sniper and gets the down on Clouds right there. So great plays by Shock all around.
See Jerpy's going to be able to find himself too there. Lava's going to follow that one. So 4th then on the side of World Best. It's going to be Firearm to try to fight off 3 players for the United. This is such a scary sight. Hill domination coming in just a couple seconds. That is going to be Eunited getting another round on the board. They're going to make it 3-1 here in this one.
I feel like either Eunited is finally tightening up or World's Best is on full tilt right now. They're just not as close. These last 2 rounds are just simply not as close as we saw. If it wasn't for Rezik, like you said, that would have been a minute round of one prior. This one is very similar. So World Best needs to start gaining momentum, whether you throw a boom shot or something down and try to force a huge team fight, or give something to where you can try to switch it up. Instead of sending 2 to the middle, maybe you send 3 up top. Or maybe you send 3 to the middle and try and go for a Mr. Krabs play and give up sniper. Just hope you don't get headshotted. Things like that, because right now, 2 straight rounds doing the same exact thing is not working out for you.
Lava's having himself a hell of a game right now. 19 kills, 9 downs already here early in this one. I mean, you've been able to see the work that they've been able to put in when it comes down to getting that top tower control. So we'll see if they're going to be able to replicate here in this one. The first players to get a touch on that B hill is going to be Eunited. The Firearm crew, they haven't been able to have much success up here in these 2 versus 2. Smokes are going to be down. I think it's the first time we've seen Firearm not be full red in these opening engagements up here towards this top side. One player trying to go inside, doing as much damage as possible, and they're still staying alive, but here comes 1 kill. The trade's going to be there. Lava now trying to fight off Firearm, pushes him back just for the time being. But now here comes the 1v1. Lava gets it down. Lava finds the kill there as well, and that's going to guarantee him that long shot control.
Yeah, great 2v2 fight going on the side of Eunited. Something that, you know, World's Best kind of been winning this entire time. So you got to wonder how the rest of this round is going to go. It's going to be Lava with the sniper in this first half, around 18-second respawns. So this could be huge. As a game kind of, I think it might slow down just for a little bit. They're trying to wait for Xenon to spawn, and that's where this team push is going to go out now that Xenon spawned up.
Yep, a little bit of peekaboo action coming in here from Lava, just waiting for that 1 player to try to push on out. As soon as he turns, 1 player does go on the outside, trying to line up the shot, but here comes the push, is getting ready to go. Lava's going to have his hands full here, but the shots are going to come in. The crossfire was already there. Lava now needs to try to back up here. He has to give up this control, fighting this fight. Can he get the shot? He's going to peel the lid back there on Eternity. Bye-bye, buddy. Your head is gone. And now he's forced to go in towards that respawn. Another shot goes in there, too. Lava finds that one in crush mode. An absolute clinic from Lava with the long shot. You love to see it. And now here they go. Eunited, they're flying. They're trying to go for the triple cap here as well. Does the damage. What a play we're seeing from Lava here in this round.
Insane by Lava. Like I said it, and I'm going to keep saying it, he's probably a real good sniper since Gears of War 3, but, you know, you don't really see it because of Rezik. But we put on a show 3 straight headshots. Yeah, one of them might have been down, but you still need to hit the headshot in order to clean up that kill. But you look at the scoreboard there for that moment, 23 kills for Lava, and this is the Lava of old that we've been waiting to see for a while.
That was just like an insane sequence. Everything that went down to me, even that last kill when the player was diving inside, I didn't think he got it, and I looked down at the kill film and was like, oh my goodness, he was able to hit that one somehow there as well. But like we said, the stat line, 23 kills, 12 downs. The next highest kills is going to be Xenon, and then you have Shock as well. That's just just an absolute performance. I mean, what does that do for a team when you have a guy like Lava who's putting up these big numbers?
It makes everybody's job easier, whether the other Slayers, the Power Weapon players, or the support players. It just makes everything easier. We see this power weapon going down. Kind of like what I said, you need to throw something at him, throw a curveball. With 20-second respawns, all you need to do is win the initial, and you should, in theory, win the round. It's going to be Clouts getting first blood, Xenon with the instants as well. So World's Best looks like they're going to get control of this round, but Shock doing a good job taking out Eternity. Another team kill coming out for Rezik. So, you know, he's kind of killing as many members of his own team as he is the other team.
Laying down some shots down in towards that incinerator. It's going to be the shield picked up there by Derby, trying to do as much damage as possible. It's going to be forced to drop that one, but are they going to isolate Clouds here? He's able to get away with his life just for that time being. Two players going to be dead on either side, so we see a little bit of a stalemate coming in here. No Hills capped just yet. It's going to be World Best. They do have control of that B hill. They have one player just playing under towards that control tower. Then they have somebody back on towards their side as well.
Yep, Crushmo with the drop shot. He does have 2 more. They have possession of B as well, so they know Eunited needs to be the one to be aggressive on the inside. Shooting that first drop shot, not able to connect with anything, and Clouds dies. So you need to be a better power weapon player if you're a star like Crushmo is, but he's going to be able to stay alive and clean up Crash with the help of one of his teammates as well. But that's going to be Lava putting the aggression on, and that's 3 members of World's Best. They're going to press this hill right now. Lava actually put it back against the wall, take it out. Crushmo, he is down, but is anybody for World's Best going to be able to clean it up? And yes, for that moment, Firearm is so almost making huge plays yet again.
I think it's in one of those situations too. You have somebody with that drop shot. You know that they're going to have that advantage from that range. You have some teammate support behind you. Don't allow him to push on forward. Make the play around him. Send somebody flying on forward with that shotgun to try and make that play, and then that's when you can open up things with the drop shot there. But they are still able to stay alive. And you can see the damage that Shock is going to be doing. Crash is going to be over here as well. He's going to be able to find a kill here on Xenon. It should be a pretty easy one. As now 4 dead on the side of World Best. Clouts is going to be the last player left alive. He's going to be up top here. Does have the long shot, but he's nowhere in any sort of position close towards a hill. This is going to be eUnited round to win. 5-1 right now, and that eUnited train is most certainly rolling.
I honestly think World's Best is a little bit deflated right now. They got really nothing going for them for the time being, and they need something to pull themselves into this match, whether, you know, a reset. As you see, we're going into halftime. All the weapons are wiped off. Scores or respawn timers are reset, and the hills are going to flop right now. So this is your opportunity to be a second half team, but down 5-1, you need to play near perfect.
Like you said, this is kind of like the hope that you need for World Best. Okay, guys, let's just make it into overtime. Let's make sure all these weapons are on the map. Let's start to build up the momentum here. Because once it gets to halftime, you get that 1 round under your belt. That's when you can start to just ride that wave of adrenaline going on forward here. But again, these top control tower fights have been one of the big talking points of this map. It has been eUnited dominating every single time. And surely they're going to be able to win at least one of these. They could take a few rounds here, but it's still going to be Lava and Crew working up top. They're going to be able to find the kills there. They isolate the player 1 versus 2, and again, eUnited goes big up top.
Yeah, but now they get a chance to either decap the home hill, or they're actually going to play for kills right now. Kills over hills sometimes is a better thing to do right now. Trying to wipe them off the map, wipe them, especially if it's a neutral position on the map. You kind of just want to wipe them right now. Cloud's doing what he can to be a nuisance in the side of eUnited. He's actually trying to overextend towards their home hill, knowing if he does that and he stays alive just long enough, they're going to have to turn around and find him. But eUnited with the heads-up play, standing in the hills, forcing the members of World's Best to them, forcing them to get these touches right now. Now they're playing damage control. They're going to back up and try and stay alive, but that's going to be Shock taken out. Lava forced back as well. So World's Best doing what they can to fight back into this round.
Yeah, Lava tries to stand tall there, just over here, just laying down the fire, but also you start to see some pistol shots coming out. Some Lancers like, okay, I got to back up for this one, but a great way to bounce back for World's Best over here towards their home hill, and now this is where they have going in towards this middle map. What they're going to be able to do is going to be Xenon. He's going to rotate back here. It's going to be E in favor of the boys of eUnited, but now that smoke's going to go out. Derpy's going to be stunned just for the time being, but now here comes the push of World Best. They're trying to bounce back in a big way here early. One player's going to fall. That's going to be Eternity inside, but you see on the other side, from the side of eUnited, one player does go down, but now the incinerator is going to be on. Hill is going to be completely neutral, so we're seeing only 1 hill apiece coming in from both sides.
And eUnited with the lead, they know they don't have to make any pushes. They don't have to overextend for anything right now. They just need to play good, fundamental Gears of War. Whether you're crossing for each other, maybe somebody's pushing in with a cross on his back, or doing the full-on team cross. You see the aggression coming out for them right now. Ooh, reaction shotted by Crushmo. That's something we're used to seeing from him, but we haven't seen too much of it here in this match, and he gets another one right now. So maybe this could be a momentum shift that Crushmo and the rest of World Best needs. You see them putting that pressure on towards E as well, which is just capped by eUnited. The Lava doing a good job tricking out Eternity right now, so it does look like eUnited's going to be in control yet again.
I like it's one of those situations too. If you're Crushmo, you're calling out, there's going to be a player right there. Don't push him. Like, he's waiting for you to literally come over towards his side. All Lava had to do was just peek out right there that last second to find that kill too. So Crushmo, like you said, he's killing himself right now. You start to see the movement that he was bringing to the table and going on forward. But now they've isolated Jerby over here towards his backside. But again, the Incinerator is going to be on. It's going to force every single player out towards that side. So still 1 hill apiece. But look at the score right now for eUnited. They're at 180 to 128 for the side of World's Best. But now E is going to be completely over. World's Best, they're going to go ahead, go all the way over forward here, but they need to try to make the play over here towards the F.
Yeah, but Crushmo actually, instead of capping the hill, he's trying to get his kill on Shock. They're going to finally get up that one, but they need to start going. They need to start getting that F hill as well. As you see more kills coming out on the side of World's Best. They're right there, only 5 seconds though. They only got one opportunity, one last chance, and he is going to be taken out. So eUnited 6-1 over World's Best at Dirk. Like I said in the map prior, this is your last weapon placement if you're World Best. You need to put something down that's going to take over the game. Yeah, I'm not going to say boom shot, but I'm going to say boom shot.
It was like one of those things, too, is like when we just go to the early rounds of this game, we saw eUnited, they took the first one. In that second round, is that they still won those initial fights up top, but they were able to isolate Lava with that long shot in hand. Once they got that kill, they had Eternity to pick it up, and that's when you start to see the turn. So it's really been the key story, even going back to map number 1. It's that long shot control and how these teams are going to be able to play that when we haven't seen World Best with it up until that round that they won. So it's a little bit of a coincidence that they've lost 5 in a row without having any sort of long shot control, but what could be the final map in this series could be now. So we see the drop shot going to be placed back towards that middle map once more.
Yeah, but you see one team deciding to cap home, one team not. It turns into a 1v1 up top, 3v3 in the middle, and 1 over towards that east side of the map. But with Forge Blitz, anything can happen since it's all close quarters. Crushmo getting one firearm, getting another for himself, and that's Xenon getting one as well. So W's up top, that's going to be Eternity. Didn't need to die for that up top, but that's going to be a huge kill for Shock. And he gets the button control right now, so triple cap gonna be stopped. Even though he does get killed with the drop shot, he did just enough to keep his team in the round.
It's like one of those small plays that's so smart. Just quickly try to push the button as quick as you can just to try to eliminate that one. That's just gonna buy some time for your teammates to come off the spawn, and they'll try to make that homestand. And again, we talked about it, World Best are able to go off the initials. They start to gather that momentum. It's gonna be a quick round, but there's always that one little moment that turns the tide, and right there, pushing the Incinerator button, that was that turning moment. But now eUnited, they need to try to play from this E hill. They need to try to make something happen. And in this situation where your backs are against the wall, which player do you need to isolate? There's so many laying down this crossfire.
Yep, and you see, instead of isolating players, they're isolating full portions of this map. You see Dropshot taking out Crash right there, and they're threatening with that home hill. E is going to be decapped by Jerpy, but the numbers does look like it's going to be against them too right now. If Crushmo just stays in the hill, he's going to force them to get into his shotgun right now, but D was also broken as well. So you kind of need to play damage control, especially since you died right there. Make sure if you're on the side of World Best, you're in a 3v5 or a 3v4. Spawn up, get your team alive. You don't need to the score, Dirk. You don't need to overcommit for anything at this point. You can play your fundamental Gears of War. You don't need to do anything special besides wait for this drop shot respawn, which is coming up shortly.
See now they did get E, and that's definitely a start. There's still going to be one player up here towards that control tower as well, so that's just going to keep something in mind. As long as there's somebody up there for the side of World Best, that's where they can maybe try to make the play with the instant button. If you get somebody to just get onto the hill, get that neutral, flip that one on, take it completely out of the game, but this is also going to be another effective one in that. Firearm up here with the Lancer just trying to do as much damage, but he is wary. Somebody's going to be coming from behind. Is he going to be able to spot him, though? It's going to be one of the things. We can see it through the X-ray. The player's going to be sneaking on forward, but now he's forced out of this position. The domination coming in here. Is eUnited going to do it? It's going to be denied for the time being. Crushmo 1 versus 3, not going to be able to do it over there towards E, but F is going to be now in control of World Best game.
See that? The score just like that. Bezek going for a secret map play, taking out Firearm, dying right afterwards. But if you look at the score, 150-93. World's Best wins off 1. I'm not saying turtle back and plan to play for a one-hill win, but you need to know that you just don't need to take dumb fights. You don't need to overextend. You don't need to put yourself in bad positions. And a great drop shot by Shock, taking out Eternity. I don't even know where he shot it from, but great play by him right there. As you see the pressure coming out from eUnited. Xenon's in the control room by himself. 3 members behind the pipe on the home hill. Next drop shot coming out, unable to connect with anything, but they did get the decap. This is their opportunity to climb back in slowly, even if you're playing for taps right now. You should be playing for taps and just slowly get yourself back into this one as Eternity getting 2 kills for himself. Taken out by Jerpy, so the pressure is still on by eUnited. Clouds falls. I don't think Firearm's going to be able to get the touch. Is there enough time? Is he going to get it? He does. reset the timer for just a moment, but he's going to go down right after. These are short respawns. They have all the opportunity to keep getting these taps and the kills, so they're going to have a chance to climb back into the game. But if you look at the score, United's going to take the lead. This could be over. It's all about what they do off these rotations.
You can start to see Crushmo. He had that D-Hill in mind. He's flying over there. He's utilizing that wall run. Now he goes on forward. The smoke grenade is going to come out. Next player to go up, and here is going to be Rezik. He's pushing on inside. He finds himself one. Needs to try to win this 1 versus 1 over towards here, but on the other side of the map, Clouds and Xena, they're going to be able to find themselves some kills there as well. Jerpy up the spawn. They're going to be able to hold it down just for the time being, 5 seconds away. But look, the domination could be coming in here shortly. These are the matches that we love to see. You see World Best, they bounce back in a big way. They're going to get this round, and now you have to question momentum in full swing for World Best Gaming.
Yeah, especially since you're on their home, you play for taps, you win the round right there, but instead somebody overcommitted in that home hill. Eventually the members of Eunited fell, and that gave World's Best a huge opportunity to close out the round just like they did right there. And I was just about to harp on them about not being able to close out rounds, and then we see that.
That was like insane too. It looked like that was going to be done because they're just in a situation again where you're just, okay, you spawn up, you have to go. You can't wait for your teammates anymore. But that touch on the hill was so clutch. He was able to get away with the guy on the meat shield there as well. But you just continue to look at the impressive stat line from the side of World Best.
21 kills and 19 for the 2 top slayers on World Best. But on the other side, it's going to be Lava. Around 32 kills. So Lava did a great job for his team. And the 2 members of World Best going in the middle right now. They're 3-3, but we're going to stay on for this 1v1. We saw Chocolate in the last round. He gets 2 rounds in a row in this 1v1. But on the other side of the map, that's going to be Firearm and Crushmo getting 2 kills of their own. They're all tied up 3v3, but Zeman's down as well. So it does look like United has control of this round. They do have an opportunity to close it out as well. Clouds, last member up. He's actually going to be dropped by the drop shot, no pun intended. It's going to be all up to Eternity. His back up against the wall. Is he going to be able to be the last stand for World Best?
Yeah, and again, like we said, we've seen it multiple times where they have to fight from the home hill. And right now you're seeing that strategy from United. Okay, like, let's not go ahead and get hyper aggressive. Let's play back a little bit. Let us get set up, and that's where we can go. We know we have that long shot control, so we can try to play around Jerpy, who's going to be up here in that top control. And you see a pinch is starting to form right now. You have Jerpy, he's going to be left in this 1 versus 1 with Eternity, but it's going to be somebody trying to flank on around, doing as much damage possible with that Lancer. But now top control has been given completely to the side of World Best. But United, they're sitting pretty to that one. They have that 2-hill advantage. Rumble over Firearm. She's going to be peeking on right over towards here. But United, they're not doing anything like crossing that 50-yard line. They're really just holding down their sights down here towards the Incinerator and just up in towards that top control. But now we can start to see some action going down here towards the top side of the map.
Now with 2-hill control, they don't necessarily have to push. They just need to stay on their side. They know they need to cross them out if they're going to go for that decap, but not a single shot fired at Zenith so far. He does a good job of pushing that player back, almost not into a drop shot. So Zenith taking little damage until the end right there. So great plays by Zenith. So they have the lead. They just regained their 2-hill control, so they just need to play like fundamental Gears of War, just like we saw Eunited do a few seconds prior.
That's like so perfect. You know you have the long shot player up there. You know if you're able to minimize those sight lines and switching that weapon, they're not going to be able to get it off in time. You see Eternity, he picks that one up, takes the first shot. Don't think he's going to be able to connect on anything, but another one does go through there. But that's just one of those things. You isolate that player up top, you have that button control. That Zenith somehow stayed alive throughout that entirety of that engagement, just utilizing that wall bounce. But you start to see they're going forward here. Kick Rezik is going to be off the map there as well. But this is where World Best starts to get scary. They start to get some momentum. They have that long shot control. This is where you can start to see a turn in the tide, but still a very close game between both these sides.
Yep, and you see the score ticking and ticking right now. Eternity using that button push. I expect them to probably back up. You don't necessarily need to die for up top anymore, especially since Cloud's falling on the other side of the map right here. So this could be a huge fight coming out between Jerpy and Eternity, and this is where Eternity's looking to be aggressive. 2 of his teammates are actually falling. He needs to possibly push forward because you got to know United is probably pressuring your home hill. You see E is being decapped already and D being decapped, so it looks like we're going to have a repeat round.
Sides, and now the United close it out here. It's going to be Eternity forced to go all the way back. He still doesn't have that long shot. So there's Jerpy with a little bit of cycle on Jerpy. He's trying to close down these sight lines. The shotgun's going to be out. Does a little bit of damage there, but now he's trying to stay alive inside of the hill. Could the domination be coming in here? It looks to be, but here comes Crushmo. But look at the score right now. It still is in favor of World Best. It's, like you said, an identical situation to what we saw in that last round. Firearm is going to fall inside of E. Just trying to do his best to stay alive. United trying to bring this one back in a very big way. Cox needs to go big here. He's going to end up dropping, but still, it's going to keep on getting denied over and over again. 3 players up. Crush Mode's in the back. That is going to be it. Eunited off to a hot start here at full play. They start 1-0.
PR, I asked you a question earlier. I said, okay, is this map built for individual performance or team fire? You said both, but at first, all-star power. Lava went absolutely off. Listen to these stats. Round 6, Lava had 25 kills. Clouds, Eternity, and Firearm had a combined 18 kills. How big was Lava for his team?
He was huge. You know, whether he's the guy winning that up top fight for them, going around, winning that middle fight. You saw him go off with a sniper, you know, putting the shots down with the Lancer. Lava was the complete package in that game, and I think he was a huge asset to the reason why they won.
He showed that he's versatile. He's not only just uptight, you know, up top winning those fights with the Nash, but moving, pushing forward. And you saw the situational awareness where he knows the time and place when he needs to have out a Nash or a Lancer. If a fight, you know, he makes that split-second decision, and there's sometimes you see it with so many players that they'll hesitate. They just take too much time. And he's just reacting so quickly. And because of that, it gives him such an edge, and his team just feeds off that energy.
Now, Dirk, we saw glimpses of greatness from World's Best Gaming. A little bit too late. What do they need to do next time around to actually carry that momentum from early on in the game to the end?
It's going to be tough. It's just because of, like, again, initials are probably just one of the biggest things when it comes down to escalation. You win those initial fights, that's going to guarantee that control. So just the entire time up in that top control tower, they weren't winning anything. And that was the one thing I wanted to see. I wanted to see World Best win that. And they did in that last round. And my big thought process going forward is, okay, how is Eunited now going to bounce back from this situation? And they did. And that was just like one of my key points, because we've seen Eunited done it again. We've seen World Best bounce back in a little bit of a way to go forward. But yeah, it's just going to be, you can't get off to those slow starts, especially what you saw in that one. You need to go big on those initials, and maybe that's where you might need to bring out a little bit of a different strategy when it comes down to playing in those 2 versus 2s as well.
And you know what? You saw Eunited. They were losing the initials up top. You know, I don't know, maybe perhaps they heard you guys. I don't know what the situation was, but they just lit fire. They caught fire, and then they were just dominating. And you see the team fire. It's so difficult to go toe-to-toe with the team, especially with the caliber that Eunited is functioning at. When they're shooting for each other, they're making those call-outs, and they're playing as a well-oiled machine.
Yes, I'd like to give people at home an update. We have Echo Fox going against Ronin on our featured station. Echo Fox, they're up by 1 map right now. It's currently 2-1 on Harbor. But one thing I would like to point out before we switch over, how big is it to capitalize with power weapons? We saw Crushman with a drop shot. He really couldn't capitalize on that. But Eunited on the other end, with the sniper. Lava getting the triple kills. The drop shot that Shock had on Eternity. How big is it to capitalize with those power weapons?
You know what? Weapon like drop shot, it's going to push them out of cover, right? You're going to be able to manipulate them around the map as you wish. And United, we saw them absolutely dominating with the power weapons. I mean, Lava, the three consecutive headshots, that was absolutely insane.
That was just like one of the big things that I kind of took away from that game. We isolated that one play where Crushmo had that drop shot in hand, and he had 3 teammates behind him. And in our minds, we're kind of sitting there. It's like, okay, great. You have that teammate support. You drop back a little bit, allow the other guys to do their thing. Get the guys to play for damage, have somebody push forward with the shotgun. Instead, he put that in his back pocket and like, okay, I'm going to push with you guys. But in reality, you look at that. If he used to drop back with a drop shot a little bit, he can try to make that kill going forward.
Right.
That's one of the things, too. So that's what I was looking at, and that's where you say, like, playing the power weapons in the proper way. Like, that's just, like, one of those situations where World Best, they had that drop shot, and then immediately Shock was able to get that one. He made, like, a 100 IQ play going forward with it.
And the thing is, too, if you're going against a player, you see someone in a fight in the back with a boom shot or with a drop shot, you're going to respect that. You're going to assume that they're going to take the shot on you. So in that situation, you're going to play a little bit more conservatively. You're not going to be as aggressive. And in doing so, your team, they can capitalize on it.
Yes, Echo Fox going against Ronin series, the maps are now tied 2-2 for the round count. Echo Fox came off of a disappointing performance in Mexico where they got, 5th place? How big do you think they're going to go here in Vegas?
I think after what I've seen online, I know online isn't everything, but after coming back home, like you said, the disappointing finish, they revamped a lot of stuff. They went over a lot of stuff, and I think we've seen the resurgence of Echo Fox.
But was that the real Echo Fox that we saw in Mexico?
I don't think so at all.
No, it was. I think it caught us all off guard. We were a little, let's just say, disappointed and surprised with that performance.
So I have a question. So when you think of Echo Fox, what do you think in terms of placements?
Placements? I mean,
well, where do they belong?
Top
2, top 1, top 3. Top 3?
Top 3 instantly.
Okay.
I mean, normally people would say top 2 with Optic, But what we've been seeing from Ghost lately, getting second, getting third, and more consistently, getting better and improving.
Right.
You got to just drop that down and generalize the top 3, even top 4. But I wouldn't even say top 4 because what I saw from Eunited, it's not the same aggressive, against the wall, taking all these risks. United, they kind of slouched a little bit against World's Best. I'm going to say it there. So I say top 3 for Echo Fox.
I'll say top 2.
Top 2.
But I'm just going on based on the past.
Yes.
Based on what's on paper.
So what a lot of people are saying is that, okay, some people, some Ghost Gaming fans might not like to hear this, but a lot of people are saying it's a fluke that they got top 2 because Echo Fox had a disappointing performance, but when both teams are on point, who's the second behind Optic?
I mean, I'm going to go on paper. It's Echo Fox.
All right.
If you look at how the season has progressed and the roster, Echo Fox.
I feel like this event will definitely solidify that.
It will.
One thing I will say, Ghost Gaming, they're a different team. They're finally a complete team. Before, I felt like even season 1, they carried themselves a top 3 off of individual skill alone. But what we've seen in 2Ks and tournaments and also Mexico, they have a lot of strategy behind it now. Their rotations are crispy. The skill is still there. We see identims become the Latin American identims that we've all learned to love. I'm really excited to see Ghost Gaming face off against Echo Fox this tournament if it happens.
Like, one of the big things for me, like, I know I'm like the newbie to Gears this year as well, but I mean, when I came into the scene, it was just like Optic, Echo Fox, and that's all people thought like that, like that 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But now I feel like it's at a point where, I mean, Optic is still at that number 1 spot, but that 2 spot is now just separated by like Eunited, Ghost Gaming, and Echo Fox. It's like a real fight for that one too. I mean, that's just what the roster changes have been made to try to form to move on forward, and then Ghost Gaming just like improving themselves. Like, that's one of the big things as well. So, and like I said, I'm in no place to sit there and say like this team is the clear cut for a second, but just the overall performance is what we're seeing. We're starting to see that competition is getting so neck and neck every single event. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say that Ghost Gaming's placement was a complete fluke. I mean, if a team's not having a good performance, who cares?
Listen,
you're having a great performance and making them pay.
But you know what I like about that? So the fact that they're all competing to be top 2 and top 3 now, they're making themselves better. Yeah. These teams are getting smarter. Ghost Gaming is smart now, okay? Echo Fox, we see Toy Soldier going off. We see Solars finally break out of his shell and become clear-cut one of the best players in the game.
Oh, my goodness. That's Toy Soldiers in Mexico. Do you guys remember? I don't know who it was. Somebody was talking
PR
about.
was casting it.
Well, yeah, it was absolutely insane. Somebody made a remark about Toy, being on a leash. And, I'm like, oh, come on. Come on. They're like, oh, let Toy off the leash. No, Toy is Toy. He's a phenomenal player, but he absolutely
Toy was never on a leash,
Never.
Never.
But this is just the Toy that's in his element. And that's what we saw in Mexico City.
I think people confuse Toy being on a leash to him just developing as a player. Because when he came into the scene in Gears 3, you know what I mean? People don't know Glass Nasher, that he was an unknown player. No one really gave him a chance until, Vicious and LTZ. And that's where people started to see, okay, this kid has something going for him.
Right.
And then the Notorious squad came out, and you got the legendary checkout play from Toy Soldier, and he got hyped up. But as you continue to progress in your career in, professional gaming here, you tend to change up your style a little bit from when you first started. So you can't confuse Toy Soldier being on a leash as much as he's just developing different styles of play.
You know what it was? People were used to Toy Soldier's highlight plays. Whenever you think of a Toy Soldier, you see him getting a triple kill, a quadruple kill, like he's going off. He's one of the flashiest players in the game. But when he wasn't getting those anymore, people said, oh, Toy Soldier fell off. Toy Soldier fell off. So in Mexico, he said, okay, I'm going to show you a little spice now. I never thought he fell off.
That's like just one of those things too. Like Toy was one of the first people, like my introduction to Gears. Like he was like one of the first players I watched, and I was like, damn, this guy's really good. So I mean, it's just one of those things too. It's like, yeah, you don't maybe have those flashy plays anymore, but it doesn't mean you're not making that same impact on the game. That you, just because you're not stringing together these highlight reel plays that's catching everybody's attention.
You're making an impact.
Yeah, like you're taking not in a sense like a backseat role, but it's just sort of okay. I'm going to play a little bit more smart. I know that maybe going for these flashy plays, it looks amazing to us as casters. We're hyping it up, but it might not be the smartest plays at time, too.
You need to play the role that's important for your team in the moment. So you need to have the right person in the right place at the right time. Okay, and then that's what Toy's doing. He's playing the role that is needed.
Yes.
Now, he's not necessarily going in and, slaying a lot anymore, but, we're kind of seeing him evolving.
Yeah, because Toy Soldier, his position on that team, he causes chaos completely.
Yeah.
So Echo Fox in this event, how do you guys think they're going to do right now? Do you think Mexico was a sign of things to come, or do you think that they're going to bounce back even stronger than ever?
I think that Mexico was a sign of what's to come in the sense of these other teams that are really reaching and really rising in Gears of War.
Yes.
I will say that. I think it's a sign to come of what and how the community is evolving. But I think that there's a lot of things that are still up in the air for this one.
Okay.
I think
You guys
Echo Fox is
agree,
still
I think
still
Echo Fox
top
is, without a doubt, like I said, top 3, top 4 at the worst team, and I expect to see that here. I expect to see the Echo Fox that we've seen so many times over the past two years, 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And you got to expect, think about it. In London, they didn't have their best showing. In Paris, they didn't have their best showing. After each one of those events, after London, what happened? Back at the top. After Paris, what happened? Back at the top. Right. So you got to expect the same here.
And just quickly, get on my thought. It's just one of those things too. Is that you could have had a bad event, but like you said, it's going to be that wake-up call. I mean, you've been consistently placing within that top 2, and you can take that wake-up call as what you will. Maybe it's just the guys collectively agree, okay, we just had a bad event, or it's just one of those things okay, competition is starting to get real right now. This is where we need to take these steps to improve, and I know the coaches and everybody's there working together too. So honestly, I expect them to come back here and bounce back in a big way. And like I said, they're not going to take that bad placing lightly.
At the end of the day, we have to give it to Ghost Gaming. They were the last team in the championship game with Optic Gaming. So it's all up to Echo Fox to take it there. But we will see you guys soon with some more Las Vegas Gears of War action, where we will see Ghost Gaming against Fable.